everybody. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Today we're doing another lesson on songwriting. Today we're going to talk about my song, Wrong Highway. Pretty easy song. It's really one of the first ones that was written where that other one falls, like right around that same time. So what I was doing internally was looking back at a lot of my youth, teenage years when I was writing these songs, and what was going on during that time. All right, so Wrong Highway is also in the key of G. Several of these are from that era. And what I did was what we have is a 1, which is a G chord, a C, a D, or E minor, and a D. All right, so G, C add 9, E minor, and D. So you got a 1, 4, 6, 5 progression, which is super common, very common. Tons of songs in that. I play different ways, but it's the G, C add 9. Sometimes I leave my ring and little finger on those 3rd fret of the B and E strings to play the E minor, E minor 7, and then D. So that ring finger never moves. All right, and sometimes depends on what I'm doing. If I've got to sing the song, I'll just do the open chords. And on that D, I do a D and a D sus4. Getting that little G note in there. We're in the key of G. It's nice to hear that G. Now, this song, I remember when I first played it a couple times, I had a couple people, is that a Tom Petty song? And you'll see why when I start showing you the lyrics and that feel. Actually, I've had one guy said it kind of feels like Learning to Fly, and it kind of does. But I'll take it as a compliment. If it sounds like Tom Petty, that's great. Then I'm doing something right. So what I did with the lyrics, and that's the verse progression, that's the solo progression, that is the main progression. The chorus has a different one. I'll get to that in a minute. But as I was strumming, I'm like, so I headed south. I was feeling fine, not knowing that I would find. All right, the lyrics are, so I headed south, feeling fine, not knowing that I would find. There's a lot of pauses in there. A blonde-haired girl with eyes of blue, she'd break my heart apart in two. So it was about traveling, moving to North Carolina in the early 90s, meeting a girl. We dated for a while and then broke up, so she made it into the song. But that's what that's about. And that's the first verse. And then it goes into, and all the verses are that same pattern. And then the second verse is, I headed west to the Mile High, met a girl, she said goodbye. I packed my things and headed east. The rolling hills were calling me. And that's about moving from Carolina to Colorado. When I lived in Denver, another girl, same old tragic story, date for a while, and things don't work out. And then I went back to New York, where I'm originally from, which is heading east to the rolling hills. So I'm drawing off that, just using little snippets of my youth over the same progression. And then third verse, which is actually kind of like a bridge, but it's just the third verse, kind of everything quiets down. Round and round, the wheels they turn. Watch for signs, don't crash and burn. The road of life is paved with tears. We can't look back, we ain't got no mirrors. So it's kind of taking the two stories, traveling, going here, going there, things don't work out. Talking about round and round, the wheels they turn. We're always on the road, we're always traveling forward. Try not to crash and burn. The road of life's paved with tears, the heartache, and then you can't look back because we don't have mirrors, was kind of like a reference to, you just have to keep going forward despite what's happened behind you. So that kind of wraps it up a little bit together. And then the chorus, what the progression is 3 times it does this. It's E, D, G. We'll walk down that E. time, E, D, and then C. So it's E, D, G, E, D, G 3 times. And last time I hold that C out. It's a nice little result, like a nice tension builder on the 4th chord before going back to that 1. And the chorus line was now I'll, so it's like now I'll keep driving down. And it's a D/F sharp chord. It's a nice walk down. So it's now I'll keep driving down the wrong highway. Now I'll leave this town the way that I came. And I kind of dragged out, obviously, to fit that long thing. Which I've sung this song, and I'm not a singer. If you all know, watching my videos, I typically like having a vocalist in my bands, and to do it justice. So yeah, it's like now I'll let it ring out. Keep driving down the wrong highway. Town the way that I came. And back to the verse. Alright, and that's it. And then when I solo it, I solo over that verse progression. Like I said, I'm a big fan, I mentioned in the last video, of soloing over that verse progression. I have somewhere I solo over a chorus, and I'll occasionally write a few different progressions for solos, but not very often. I just like to keep a familiar sound for the listener. Sometimes it can get monotonous, so it's a good idea if you write a different progression. For the solo, I'm just playing with the pentatonic on the open position, and then repeating it on the 12th to give it a whole octave feel. So it sounds like different. But I'm playing the same thing, just in a different position. So it's... focuses on that G note. We're in G. It's a nice little bluegrassy kind of pick and feel. And it's exact same, playing the same thing, obviously playing it differently because this is open and this is the 12th fret, but they're the same notes, just everything's up an octave. So it's a neat little trick to lengthen the solo by double, but play the same thing, but in a different octave, gives it a different feel without having to come up with a whole new part. All right, so that's Wrong Highway. It's pretty much a 1-4-6-5 progression for the verses, very common. And like I said, just pulling from different experiences in my youth and dating and things not working out, and always trying to find something, searching for a home and picking the wrong highway. So many people have done in their past, you pick the wrong road, the fork in the road, and that's kind of what Wrong Highway is about. All right, so a little lesson on how I built the song. Maybe it'll help you write something you're working on. And like I said, it's good to know the chords that are in certain keys. That kind of stuff really helps. So that's Wrong Highway. Hope I helped you out, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.